Go to the Missile Stakes and have a look at this brilliant mare, Joanne, who's practically unbeaten in Sydney. I think she's only been beaten the once up there, and she was terrific yesterday, first up.
700 to go, and All Archie is the leader, about a neck to Joanne on the outside. 2.5 to Wonga's Joy, scrubbed along, followed by the Bullfighter, Dr. Grace, and then Hammond and Stylish Century. Solar Circle is a long way back, and Gull Futures last as they come around the corner in the Missile. All Archie with the inside running, just led Joanne, with Dittman sitting quietly. 2.5 to the Bullfighter, followed by Wonga's Joy under heavy pressure, and then Dr. Grace, and further back Hammond and Solar Circle. Stylish Century has dropped out last as they come to the 300 mark, where Joanne shot past All Archie, and the Missile Stakes is all over. Look at this bonny mare cover the turf now. Joanne is going further ahead with every stride, and this is a magnificent first run back. Joanne scores by 4 lengths. Dr. Grace got home well to be second. All Archie third, followed by the Bullfighter, Hammond and Stylish Century.
So Joanne, who looks like dominating the sprint weight for age races, and the big handicap in the spring is the Gadsden, but it's a long way away.
Express now, Ken Calendar's tip for Sydney Race 6 is number 1, Terse, to be ridden by Shane.
Go now. I just hope Terse wins for racing. It'll be a favourite. Here's the prices. Terse, there he is on screen now, is at 10 to 9 on. Odds on $1.90 for $1 on the Giddy Goat. Big Dreams 9 to 2 into 4 to 1. 7 to 2, 3.5 to 1 Cloudlet.
Trouble in about the 5 gate. Ooze is fidgety, but the stall's open, they're off. And Biscaday missed the start by a length at Biscaday. Terse is last, but he's no more than about 6 lengths off the lead as they go by the 600 mark. And it's Jester Royale with the inside running, getting to a narrow lead over Royal Hostess. Cloudlet is now kicking up on the fence to hold them out, followed by Big Dreams. Loves a Lunch very wide, and then Ooze and Tolo Fair. And Terse is starting to thread his way through. He's about 4 lengths off the lead as they turn the corner. In the straight, Cloudlet, Jester Royale, his Big Dreams getting to them quickly, and Terse down the outside. Here comes the champ. Terse is coming after Big Dreams. Big Dreams in front, but Terse has gobbled him up in a stride, takes the lead, and he's going to win by a very good margin. In fact, he eased up on the line to win at a half length to Big Dreams, and Cloudlet has run third, followed by Jester Royale, and then Varia Berserk.
Sounds silly, John, but Shane Dye gave him an easy run. He was running last on the turn, but I reckon Dye knew, or coming to the turn, but I reckon Dye knew even then that he had them covered as he trailed Big Dreams up, got the split at the top of the straight, and truly he never even got desperate. Terse had them covered, and he sure is some sort of racehorse. That makes it 9 wins from 11 starts, and boy oh boy, he might be the most exciting prospect we've seen in a long time. If they're
A great champ, Terse, $1.90, $1.20, Big Dreams, $1.40, and Cloudlet, $1.
He did. He left racing as the best 2-year-old in Australia, winning the Grand Slam, and he came back with a performance that moved his trainer, Clary Connors, to say that he might be even better this year. It was a fantastic performance. He was last at the 800 metres, and he went to the line. Although the margin was not big, he was untouched, and it was a soft win, a fantastic first-up performance.
And a good field too, because the 2 horses behind him were both very good 2-year-olds. Cloudlet, who finished third, and Big Dreams, who was his great rival, along with Bold Promise and the Golden Slipper.
And in doing it, as I mentioned, virtually untouched, Bruce, giving Clary Connors a nice shock from the grandstand, he beat a 9-year-old track record, 57.1. That's really flying, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a super horse. He's had 11 starts for 9 wins and won almost $2 million in prize money. He's run in Adelaide. First up, Keith, Joanne's performance in the Premier Stakes. She's been beaten favourite here in a number of big races, but in Sydney she's a mighty hard horse to beat, isn't she?
Yes, she's been to Rosehill 7 times for 7 wins. She was 7 to 2 on yesterday, never in doubt, Bruce.
And let's have a look at her break the record yesterday.
All Archie as they come through the gap, led by about a length now to Joanne. Mar Hassan third. Dr. Grace is closer than we expected, followed by Ice Cream Sunday. 2.5 then to the Bullfighter on the outside, and Zinders together last as they near the turn. 500 out, All Archie led a length on Joanne, eased outside the heels of the leader now. Mar Hassan flat to the boards third, and Dr. Grace is parked right behind the leaders, turning the corner, followed by Zinders and Ice Cream Sunday. In the straight now, Dittman getting busy on Joanne. She draws level with All Archie as they come to the 200 mark, and soon after Joanne shot to the front. Joanne has drawn clear of All Archie. Dr. Grace is going to get home well in the last bit, but Joanne's too smart, too nippy. She's clear as they get near home, but what a bottler of a run by Dr. Grace to get second. Joanne beat the Doctor about 2.5 lengths, with Ice Cream Sunday third.
Greg, you rode Joanne in the Newmarket where Shaftesbury Avenue beat Rodelva. Did she fire a shot that day?
No, she sweated up bad before the race, Bruce, and...
that sure is big money, over $3 million, and he's the horse the punters want, number 1 Superimpose, the horse who's won all that money. At the moment, he's showing odds of $2.30. That's closer to 5 to 4 now than 11 to 8. $2.30 for $1. That's $1.30 profit. 10 to 1 Stylish Century. I've tipped Planet Ruler to beat the champ. He's in now to just over 7 to 2. Firm to about $4.50, right on 7 to 2 Planet. 5 to 1, 8 to 1 Livingstone Lane. I'll just double check Royal Creation, number 8, showing 5.70, just a little bit better than 9 to 2. 100.
The gates for the Warwick Stakes, and the starter Bill Cooper heading over. Paces very leisurely to the 1,000 metres mark, and Stylish Century went through to join Stargazer and Friends Venture. 2 lengths away, Royal Creation with Africana on the outside of them, followed by Livingstone Lane. On the fence, Planet Ruler a length away, Superimpose about 6 off the lead, and then Solar Circle, Just to Dancer, Magnolia Hall and Lord Revener hard ridden at the tail of the field. Towards the 700 metres mark, and now they're starting to kick up front, and with the inside running, Stylish Century is sharing the lead with Friends Venture and Stargazer. A length and a half away, Royal Creation, followed by Livingstone Lane, and then Africana. Superimpose tracks them into the straight, followed by Planet Ruler, and then Solar Circle, and the others are well beaten off as they turn the corner. Into the straight, it's Friends Venture putting the head in front of Stylish Century, and then Stargazer, Royal Creation, with Africana running a bit of a race at long odds, and here comes Superimpose. Africana joined Royal Creation, Superimpose getting them on the outside, and the champ Superimpose has hit the lead from Africana and Royal Creation, and Super's going to do it again in the Warwick Stakes. Superimposed coming away, scored brilliantly. Livingstone Lane got second, third Royal Creation, and Africana has run a bottler fourth, followed by Planet Ruler, Stargazer, then Solar Circle, Friends Venture, just $1 to add to his very impressive bank account. Superimposed pays $2.30 and $1.40. Now second will be Livingstone Lane, number 7, a place dividend of $2.30. Third will be Kana at cricket score odds.
Yes, John, but the slow early pace exaggerated the run of a horse like that. When it got down to the serious business, the good horses come to the fore. Superimposed just swamped them. Look at him dashing away, won as he liked. Livingstone Lane got clear late, dashed up for second. Royal Creation third. And if you're wondering what happened to Planet Ruler, well, he was a victim of the Warwick Farm track. From the one alley, he just got stuck on the rails, and he's still waiting to get out. But take nothing away from the winner. He'd have won anyway. He was far too good. One of the best horses in Australia, number 1, Superimpose, ridden by Darren Beedman. And that was the story.
Was in Sydney yesterday. It was the Warwick Stakes, and our Melbourne horse Superimpose, winner of the past 2 Doncaster handicaps, winner of the last Epsom handicap, returned to racing in the Warwick Stakes, a race he won last year. Surprisingly, bookmakers took him on. He opened favourite at 5 to 4. He got out to 15 to 8 before he firmed late in the betting. It was a big run. The pace was dawdling early, but Superimposed with
over Curatash and Piccadilly Pearl. The Blue Diamond winner was back in race 2.
Over the ton turn together from Sentimental Ruler, Loranto and Canonise. In the straight now, Sentimental Ruler the outside, took a slender lead. Now there's a run for Canonise. Marsh in the middle. On the outside, it's Loranto coming with a run, but Canonise dashes up on the inside. He's done it hard, but he's got there. Canonise has won from, I'd say, over the ton second, and Loranto out wide might have snatched.
Yes, he really had to work hard to win there, Canonise.
For our regular weekly segment, Joanne winning again.
Begone is going quickly, and so is He's Blushing, and All Archie on the fence is right up there with them. He's Blushing has to be ridden hard from an outside gate to try and lead from Joanne and All Archie. Begone is dropping back a bit past the 600 mark, followed by All Silent, and then Fort Isle, and last is Cavalier. These 3 leaders are scorching turf as they come to the corner. All Archie with the inside running, Joanne in the centre, 3 deep He's Blushing, and about 4 lengths away All Silent, followed by Fort Isle, Begone, Cavalier, and tailed off Somalia. But Joanne slipped into another gear at the top of the straight and dashed away from He's Blushing and All Archie. At the head of the others, Fort Isle and Cavalier. They call her Flojo in the stable. She's got the same speed and the same style as the famous athlete, and down to the line she goes to record another scintillating win, Joanne. Cavalier second, third Fort Isle.
Yes, Sandy, how would you like to earn money as easily as that? And she was almost backable yesterday. I think bookmakers bet 7 to 4 on.
Keith, what's the future? Will she come down to Melbourne, do you think?
Well, there's a school of thought now from the Denham camp that she may be weighted out of races in Melbourne. They believe the handicapper has been tough with her down here. Her record's impeccable, so it's hard to expect her to get a lot or less weight. But she's such a tiny mare. She's not a big, robust mare, and weight would be a factor. Yesterday, she set a course record. It was a fantastic performance. 57.6. What a performance. Caulfield Cup winner.
A half length away, making ground. Citizen a length and a half, track and back, followed by Donegal Mr. The home turn. Sonic Express travelling well, a half length to Dr. Grace, the immediate challenger, as they straighten up. A length and a half further away is Prince Illyria. They're followed by Kessam. In behind them, Citizen starting to go forward, followed by Kirkside. They're in the stretch with about 300 to go. Sonic Express has kicked away about 2.5 lengths to Dr. Grace, and Citizen down the outside, running on resolutely. Kessam back behind them, followed by Prince Illyria, who can't go on. Sonic Express is the leader. Here comes the Doctor on the outside, and Citizen is down the outside. Dr. Grace on the outside has taken the lead with 100 to go, but Citizen is flying home. Dr. Grace just in front. Dr. Grace has won it. Dr. Grace has won from Citizen. Close for third, Isle or Sonic Express.
2 or 3 then further back, Kessam. Citizen and Prince Salieri down the outside from Isle, but Sonic Express in front of the 200 metre mark, 2 in front. Dr. Grace is trying very hard. Citizen starting to come down the outside, but Sonic Express the leader. Dr. Grace, Citizen is starting to wear him down. Dr. Grace grabbed the front with 100 to go. Citizen putting in the giant strides, going after Dr. Grace. Dr. Grace hangs on. The Doctor. Dr. Grace ahead to Citizen, third home away.
Yes, Dr. Grace holding off Citizen to win by a short neck in a time of 1:28.6.
Yes, Dr. Grace now nudging $3 million in stakes. Citizen, the 2 best horses in the race, fought out the finish of the race.
Yes, Furious Stakes. Let's have a look at Jimmy Cassidy on Bold Promise.
Come to the 700 mark, Lady Nikolai in front. A length on Tyrannic, a length and a half to Zephyr Lira, followed by Temple Fire. 2 to Bold Promise on the outside of Rue Quinn, a gap to Jasmine Garden, followed by God's Prospect. Electrique is well back and hard ridden, so is Pippi War, and tailed off Couchet as they turn the corner. Into the straight, Lady Nikolai led over Tyrannic and Zephyr Lira, Temple Fire. Cassidy sitting very quietly on Bold Promise, who has cantered up on the outside of them, coming over the rise. To the top of the hill now, and Lady Nikolai and Tyrannic, joined by Bold Promise on the extreme outside, and then Zephyr Lira followed by Ruquin. But Bold Promise had Breeze to the front 100 metres out. Quickly put 2 lengths on Temple Fire, followed by Ruquin getting home well. But Bold Promise, she wanted 1,400 metres all right, and won easily over Temple Fire. In third place, Ruquin, Electricus fourth, and then Lady Nikolai, Zephyr Lira, Jasmine Garden.
Yeah, she's won 7 out of 10, 1.7 million. You'd guess what the Flight Stakes, a Group 1 race at Randwick, and maybe the 1,000 guineas for her?
I'd think so, Bruce, and Jim Cassidy there filling in for Mick Dittman, who was suspended at weight for age level.
Well, Keith, he certainly didn't do it yesterday. Stylish Century went out hard as we go to the Chelmsford.
Stylish Century by nearly 2 on Stargazer, 8 lengths away, Royal Creation. Africana flat to the boards, coming to the turn, followed by Dual Treasures. A long gap then to Magnolia Hall and Solar Circle, Superimpose, giving them a very big start as they come to the turn, but he's done that before today. Into the straight, Stylish Century, the leader over Stargazer. About 6 away, Royal Creation, followed by Africana, who's struggling, and then Dual Treasures. Superimpose is starting to wind up. He's taking giant strides, but he's giving these leaders a huge start at the 200 mark. Stargazer shot past Stylish Century, and it looks like another Chelmsford coming up for old Stargazer. Royal Creation running into second place is finishing on doggedly, but Stargazer's going to make it back-to-back Chelmsford Stakes. Stargazer beat Royal Creation, third Stylish Century.
Yeah, the number 6, 8 and 2, good win to Stargazer. $25 even on the New South Wales TAB, and $4.50 the place. Royal Creation $1.60, and Stylish Century $3
33 to 1, Stargazer. Royal Creations now run second in the Underwood, the Turnbull, the Chipping Norton, the Ranvet, the Queen Elizabeth, the Doncaster, and the Chelmsford, and the Diners Club.
In total, 13 times in the runner-up stall, and that was Tommy Smith's 14 Chelmsford Stakes win yesterday.
Amazing performance. He's a pretty good horse, Stargazer. I mean, he's not at the top, but he's won 860,000. But he's won.
Pinched the race.
What about his ride on Terce?
Well, it was a ride that was described as kindly as confidence and as cruelly as arrogance or lairising. What Shane Dye in the straight? Well, firstly, he purposely allowed Terce to drop out to last, as though he had many lengths on the opposition, and then in the straight, he virtually held Terce back to his rivals as he looked right, left and centre. I've not seen anything like it since Roy Higgins did almost the same on Hyperno at Moonee Valley.
Don't bring that in the cup where he got beaten.
Clear day. Midge did him, rolled him.
I think that'll bring back a memory for the Professor. Let's have a look at Shane Dye. Is this confidence or arrogance?
Last of all as they come around the home turn, 400 to go. Roxy Dancer about 2.5 lengths to you, Matilda Andy's Reward. Very deep on the track, but making ground now is Terce, coming down the outside and wider on the track then is Business Beater. Terce is racing up very quickly on the outside to go to these leaders and coming down past the 200. Terce has taken the leader. Dye having a look across to see where the others are. He sets Terce alight now, and Terce is race clear. It's far too good. Naturalism flying home will be all too late. It's hands and heels by Shane Dye on Terce. He wins by a half length to Naturalism. Mannerism. Business Beat is third.
For champions, and that's just what this colt could prove to be this spring. Terse handled the tricky Caulfield circuit well as he treated his opposition with disdain.
At the 200 metre mark, and Di had a confident look across on Terse. Went to Roxy Dancer, Umatilla. Naturalism's diving up on the inside. Terse has burst away though from Naturalism in the last bit, and Terse given an easy run to the line. Goes on and wins by 3/4 of a length. Terse first from Naturalism. Business Beat got up for third.
Shane Dye's had 7 rides for 7 wins on Terse, but the colt's trainer goes through purgatory every start.
You know, it is nerve-wracking getting back as far as he does on the horse, but Shane's riding the horse, he keeps winning on himself. Can't take him off him.
Clary, you'd need a crowbar anyway. Terse 2's on over Naturalism and...
Did the stewards call him in after the race?
Not an official line in the book, but I know that Pat Lawler was not impressed and had the result, which it couldn't have happened anyway. Had it been different, like that infamous Moonee Valley Cup, we would not have seen Shane Dye for the rest of the spring and maybe well into the autumn.
Would have been very costly. This is a good horse.
This is a very good horse. He will run next Saturday, and that's another bonus for Melbourne racegoers to see him in the Ascot Vale Stakes at Flemington. 1,200 metres, set weights with penalties, and a field limited to 12. So if you've got racing in your blood, go to Flemington next Saturday to see this.
G'day, Ken. How are you?
Well, thanks,
The next race in Melbourne is the Memsie Stake, and it's a stakes, and it's a star-studded field, a Group 2 weight for age race, 1,400 metres, and that old Marvel Redelva, now 8 years of age, is at the top of the weight. So it's a weight for age race, as I said, but he's got number 1 saddlecloth because of his past performances. He's out to 7-4, just easing a fraction. 9-1 Street Ruffian, Mantelpieces at 4-1. Alphabel, one of the Gossip 140. Now the big move is for Mannerism into 5-2 on the tote, and I wouldn't be surprised if that shortened to as low as 2-1 by the...
Starting to gain ground rapidly as they come around the turn, followed by Mantelpieces looking for a run. Street Ruffian being tackled by Redelva, and the big chestnut looming up on the outside, going after Street Ruffian, 300 a run. They're clear from Super Fiesta. Here comes Mannerism putting in her claim. High Waters is further back. Nelligan's Flower, Weekend Delight from a long way back. Redelva, Street Ruffian fighting on gamely, and Mannerism is joining in. Redelva on the outside, Street Ruffian still in front. Street Ruffian, Redelva, they go to the line. Nearly a dead heat. Nearly a dead heat between Redelva and Street Ruffian, with Mannerism ahead away in third place in a thriller.
Redelva given full ball from Super Fiesta. Mannerism in the clear, and then High Waters. They race to the 200 metre mark. Street Ruffian about a head in front of Redelva. 2 lengths to Mannerism on the outside. It's Street Ruffian the inside and Redelva. Street Ruffian and Redelva and Mannerism closing on them. Redelva, Street Ruffian and Mannerism. Redelva in the centre, yes! I reckon Redelva knows to Street Ruffian right on the post. Mannerism a close-up third.
So another group win to the evergreen Redelva, his 21st from 48 starts. Redelva started at 15-8 favourite, Street Ruffian second at 7s, and a nice Caulfield Cup trial by Mannerism at 5-2.
Max, let's have a look at this win in the Theo Marks. It really was one of her very best. Joanne, the horse in question.
To the 900 mark with me and Jackson River are the 2 leaders. A length away, Joanne in the box seat, followed by Begone. Coming up the hill now, 700 out, and the 2 leaders are Scorching Grass with me and Jackson River. They're going together. In third place, Begone on the outside of Joanne, and 2 lengths away, Final Card. That horse has travelled very kindly for Quinton today. Cavalier on the outside, a gap to Comrade, followed by Post Elect and Fort Isle as they near the turn. Into the straight with me, led over Jackson River, Begone 3 deep. Joanne behind those, being tracked up by Final Card as they turn the corner. With me, Pinch to Break straightening up, got a length on Joanne. Dittman's going after the leader now on the favourite Joanne. Joanne is coming it with me. They're clear of Jackson River. Final Card can't go on. 58.5 kilos, no trouble at all. And Joanne is storming away. Gee, she's a mare and a half. And Joanne scored easily, very close for second. Final Card or with me. And then Cavalier, Begone, Post Elect and Comrade. Jackson River weakened out of it.
Yeah, marvellous performance. The numbers 1, 8 and 4. New South Wales TAB dividends for Joanne, $1.60 and $1.20. Final Card, $1.80.
That she was much too good for the horses in Sydney. We just had a little bit of a doubt about her coming down to Melbourne and winning a big race. What are your impressions now after a 4th consecutive victory?
I think that Joanne is an outstanding sprinting mare. I still think she's going to get a lot tougher in Melbourne, particularly as she's gaining weight. on the way down there. But an interesting point about Joanne, perhaps trivia, but she now has a record of starting in 18 races and starting favourite on 18 occasions. And I can't recall another horse, any type of horse, that's got that to its credit.
Now, I guess Keith Kingston Town might have had a long run of about 20 or 30 times when he might have been favourite, but in your first 18 starts to be favourite, it's amazing. Right, let's go to the Gloaming. He was the favourite. This was the horse that many thought was as good as Terse as a 2-year-old. They've gone different ways during the spring. Who knows, they may get together somewhere in the Cox Plate, but his Big Dreams yesterday.
Starting the run up the hill, it's Gifted Poet, the leader, tracking close as Big Dreams. Nazara Grey on the outside of Kinjate, followed by Zinders, and then Shushtar, and still Gads Hill is last as they come up the hill. It's Gifted Poet, the leader, Big Dreams on the outside is sneaking closer. A length and a half to Zinders. Nazara Grey's off the track. Kinjate is tracking Big Dreams into the straight. Further back, Shushtar and Gads Hill as they turn for home, where Big Dreams has grabbed the lead. Big Dreams straightens up in front of Gifted Poet. Kinjate made that bend a little bit awkwardly, and Big Dreams is able to pinch a good break at the 200 mark. He's zipped away from them. Big Dreams by 3 lengths on Kinjate, who hasn't got quite the same dash. Getting home well as Gads Hill, but it's all Big Dreams. He's going to bolt in with the Gloaming Stakes. Big Dreams beat Kinjate. Gads Hill got a rails run to get third. Fourth is
2 and 5. Big Dreams $2 even and $1.50 on the New South Wales TAB. Kinjate $1.60 and Gads Hill no.
Seems a little incongruous, Max. I'm talking about Big Dreams and Terse. One runs in a 1200 yesterday, another a 1900, but they may get together later this season. Would you fancy this horse over a bit of ground against Terse?
No, I would
Fair
not,
enough.
Bruce. The point about Big Dreams' win yesterday, Big Dreams is a quality horse, but that was basically a sit and sprint race. It was not a pressure race. Big Dreams wasn't subjected to half the pressure.
Maurice, I think this is the toughest race of the day on paper. Any one of 6 or 7 can win. Lord Revan as a horse, Ken, I thought might run some sort of a race over this trip. By the way,
number 1 Justed Answer at 6 to 1, 13 to 2. Lord Revenant, the horse John spoke of, perhaps he needs one more run, but he's starting to firm up now, and he's also in from 8s to about 13 to 2. Princeville, $6.40, almost 11 to 2. I've got my cash on him. 9 to 1 Willie Tell, who beat him last start at Newcastle. They're about to jump. Your caller, Johnny Tapp.
it's the Civil and Civic Kingston Town Stakes. Group 3, lights flashing on top. Track as they come up the hill, and they're starting to bunch up tightly. Impressionist and Plum Jam with Hammond going up to make a line of 3. Princeville will have to go 4 deep on the home turn. Maharaja behind those with nowhere to go at the moment. And then Centro and Dual Treasures as they come around the corner. And Willie Tell at the head of the others, but straightening for home. And Hammond on the outside has rushed up to grab the lead. Hammond hit the front, straightening up. Maharaja the first to go after him. Out the head of the others, Lord Reveneer. Lord Reveneer getting through near the fence now. He's the danger. Maharaja tackled by Lord Reveneer, who burst through on the rail, and he's home today, the plain-looking New Zealander. Lord Reveneer raced away to beat Maharaja, and did you see Just a Dancer? A Dancer flashing into 3rd place, followed by Hammond and Centro, then Willie...
Lord Reveneer $7.40 and $2.50, Maharaja $2.70, and Just a Dancer $2.90.
OK, the Craigley Stakes is coming up in Melbourne. Group 2, Wait for Age, and here's a...
Kessam. Here's the prices. Number 1 Citizen is still favoured on the tote in Victoria. I think he'll get out a little bit from that. I think he'll ease a fraction. He's at 2 to 1 at the moment. Dr. Grace, on the other hand, could firm. Brown Chance. Durbridge should start to do something today. He might win, but you'd expect to see him running on. The AJC Derby winner, he's at 11 to 1. Shivers Revenge, a 2-mile horse, is at 33.
Down towards the 8.50 now. Durbridge in front by a length and a half. Palace Guest is second, a length away on the inside to Prince Illyri. Close up behind them, Dr. Grace, and they were followed then by Purple Curse making ground. Shivers Revenge, Kessam Citizen. A bit further back is Mahib. El Mahib, that is third last. He's over on the inside of Brashi. Taken to the outside, and Springthor is last of all as they make the home turn. They're homeward bound now in the Craigley. And Durbridge held together by a half length. The Palace Guest looming up on the outside and looking for a run behind them. Prince Illyri. Dr. Grace appears to be travelling well. He's now making his claim down the outside. He's running on. Kessam is next to the head of the others in a long gap to Citizen, who's under the whipper. Down towards the 250-metre mark, and Durbridge is the leader. He's got clear. Prince Illyri running on well. Dr. Grace can't go on. He's beaten Kessam Citizen down the outside, but Durbridge will bolt in the Craigley. He's drawing well clear, and Durbridge back to his AJC Derby form, wins it well. Durbridge by 2 lengths to Prince Illyri. Citizen's got up to run third. Dr. Grace fourth.
And that was it.
Below the 300, Durbridge by 2. Prince Illyri's out. Dr. Grace called on, not going on. And it's Durbridge in front at the 200. 2 lengths in front and holding Prince Salieri. Kessom and Citizen down the outside. But Durbridge finds his best form on firm going. And Durbridge wins 2 lengths, Prince Salieri. Getting up for third, Citizen in front of Dr. Grace.
The firmer track and Regain Fitness the difference, and trainer Brian Murphy now has Durbridge geared for the Cox Plate.
Provided he's competitive at weight for age, and I think he must be, it'll be weight for age. The Caulfield Cup is only an option if we're not competitive at weight for age.
And a clever ride it was today by Greg Hall to get Durbridge home at 10s over Prince Salieri and Citizen. Dr. Grace a disappointing favourite.
He donkey licked them. He looks every bit a Cox Plate horse on that run.
When you half mile, I said, well, they won't run the last 2 like this horse can at weight for age. He probably can run his last 2 in 23. Well, they can't do it at set weights, you know.
Greg, that's a good guide. Thank you for that. Let's have a look at the Cradley. This was...
Can I just squeeze in a
statement
here, a prediction?
Why not?
That the Caulfield Cup winner, and it's almost 5 weeks away, chased home Durbridge in this race yesterday and finished second.
OK. Prince Salieri.
Cheese or a raisin.
I nearly got caught. That scone was very nice. What about the boy on Dr. Grace?
He's looking around and he's
Sydney Colt Terse had made improvement since his Caulfield win, but it was his first run down the straight.
They're racing. And Terse on the inside was one of the first to jump out with All My Wandering Star coming onto the course proper now. Noble Lancer on the outside, Prince of Praise. Terse is over on the inside looking for a run deeper on the track. Canonise followed by Hula Grey. And further back Hula Warrior followed by Chief Headhunter, and back behind them over on the inside is Lady Purpose followed by Ready to Explode. Here's Terse getting a run on the inside coming to the 250. Noble Lancer's taken the lead. Terse is now under pressure. Noble Lancer is the leader. Terse is coming at it on the inside. Noble Lancer just in front. Terse almost level. Terse on the inside. Terse going home the better. Terse has just won it a great run. Terse has won by a head to Noble Lancer. 3 lengths.
Still, bookies took no gamble. They sent the chestnut out 7 to 4 on. Outside, a Noble Lancer in blinkers for the first time ran the race of his life and nearly scored the first big upset of the spring.
350 metres to go. Noble Lancer in front of Prince of Praise, and Terse is trying to squeeze up on a needle eye opening. Terse has given a slap of the whip to come out after Noble Lancer at the 200 metre mark. Noble Lancer about a half in front. Terse, Dyer's working overtime on him. Dyer's coming home on Terse now, but it's Noble Lancer by a head. Terse with courage pokes his head in front end. Terse has got up to win it from Noble Lancer. 4 lengths away third as Did He Do It.
Terse isn't yet handling the Melbourne way of going, yet he broke the Ascot Vale record, impressing Shane Dye.
Yeah, he's such a tremendous fighter and he's got a great will to win, and really he should have got beat today if he was going to get beat. He had things against him and he hung very bad once I went for him, and he was going to the line 3/4 pace because I couldn't let him go because he was going to run straight out, so it was just an outstanding win.
The Bill Stud Stakes at Moonee Valley in a fortnight is next, and Dye says if he wins that, he won't be beaten in the Cox Plate.
Terse running a record faster than any other 3-year-old has run. Terse just on the Cox Plate finally. I mean, and is he good enough to win that race, do you think?
Well, he ran a time yesterday that only 3 Newmarket handicap winners have betted since it went to metrics. And Shane Dye, surprisingly, in his after-race speech said, this horse isn't handling the Melbourne way of going. He said if he was, he'd win by 5 lengths, but he said he'll learn that. So if he ever gets to learn how to race down here, what's he going to do? I think he's a top chance in the Cox Plate. He's bred to run the distance.
You think, I'm not putting a dampener on him, Keith, he's very good, but I just wonder. I really do. I think some of the older horses might handle him.
Well, it remains to be seen, but I think he's outstanding, Bruce, and 11 wins from 13 starts. How could you put a dampener on him?
Keith, let's have a look at a graphic with Terse, and we're going to explain something here. Generous is the top 3-year-old in Europe. He's got one more run, the Arc. He's had 6 wins out of 10. He's won 2.4 million Australian dollars. The opportunities in Australia are enormous for racing. Terse, admittedly, he's had more starts, but he's won almost as much as Generous. He's just starting his 3-year-old campaign. The biggest races are in front of him, and Generous is at the end of his career. Wonderful opportunities for horses in this country.
That's a great advertisement, those.
Today, the AWA T-Rose Stakes, and Bold Promise is a raging odds-on favourite.
They're almost all in. Bold Promise at 5 to 2 on, 16 Pippi War, 5.5 to 1 Electric. The only one really seriously back to beat her into about 5 to 1, 6.20 to be exact.
Throw it in nevertheless. Right, Stalls open, off and running in the T-Rect as they come to the 800 mark. High Precious led at a dawdling bat. A length to Temple Fire, Tyrannic third, Bold Promise fourth, and just as well she's up close to the lead. They've been crawling along, and then Calamarco and Electric. Pippi War's in the spot of bother now. Got Cramp for Room on the inside, followed by Lady Nikolai, and then God's Prospect and Last Talent Lover. Coming up the hill to the turn, 500 out. High Precious just led Temple Fire. Ditman's about to cruise up on the favourite Bold Promise, and then Tyrannic and Electric as they corner. Further back, Lady Nikolai, and then Calamarco, and Pippi War is now pulled out wide. Straightening up, Temple Fire quickly joined High Precious. Bold Promise coming after them now. 2 lengths away, Lady Nikolai running on. He's got to pull the whip on Bold Promise. She headed Temple Fire. Lady Nikolai on the outside is driving at them close to home. Lady Nikolai and Electric is charging through in the centre as the three of them come to the line in a thriller. Lady Nikolai on the outside, Electric and Bold Promise in a three-way doozy for the T-Rose Stakes. Tyrannic cludging through in the centre, Electric in the checks, and Bold Promise, who was never really comfortable. Fancy trying to pick this one.
See on the monitor, and over on the rails was Bold Promise in the purple. Very, I think they've called for a second print. We can't wait here, but we'll certainly flash it down the line.
There are the numbers, 1, 3 and 4. Bold Promise, the winner, paying $1.50 and $1.10. Electric got second, $1.60, and Lady Nikolai third, $3.70.
I guess we'll see these horses again in the Flight Stakes. What do you think about Bold Promise, Max? She was outstanding as a 2-year-old.
I don't think she's outstanding as a 3-year-old. She came, the positive aspects of Bold Promise is that she came home faster over the last 600 metres than Superimpose, but the negatives are Electric should have beaten her yesterday. The race was run to suit Bold Promise. I do think Electric will beat Bold Promise over 1,600 metres at Randwick in the Flight Stakes.
OK, Max, win, and then we'll talk more about this horse because he is one of the superstars of the sport. There's no question. He looked magnificent yesterday in the Hill Stakes.
As they come up the hill at the 600 mark, Stylish Century is just being worried by Stargazer on the outside, and Old Super is cruising along in third place, 2 lengths behind them. A gap of 4 to Lee's Bid, and then Magnolia Hall and Just a Dancer as they near the turn. Stylish Century by nearly a length on Stargazer. Beatman's off now on Superimpose. He's pulled out 3 deep on the Big Chestnut as they turn for home, and he looks to have a lot of petrol in the tank. Superimpose, he's off now, and Superimpose exploded to the front at the 200 mark. He left them standing. Superimpose, he's race clear. Just a Dancer doing a big job, has run into second place, but down to the line goes Superimpose, and he handled Canterbury beautifully. Won by 4 lengths to Just a Dancer. Stargaze, I think, third in front of Magnolia Hall. Stylish Century gave up quickly.
Well, Max, remembering that one of his chief rivals, Shaftesbury Avenue, over the years is here in Melbourne and won't be running in the Epsom. The way he won yesterday, he could do the double-double.
Oh, he's a great racehorse. I think he could. Again, the weight aspect is the important factor. I'm tipping him to get about 61.5, and perhaps Lee might say, well, that's all right, but what's he going to have to give major rivals like Liverstone Lane? I thought Liverstone Lane was entitled to get about 55, and that would give Liverstone Lane a great chance too. But Gun Sin carried 62 in a big Randwick mile and got lipped. I really can't see Super getting much less than 61.5, and I do think it's a race that a weight that he'd be very competitive with.
Keith, how would you compare Gun Sin, the Gundawandi Grey, with Superimpose?
2 different horses, both great horses, but I wonder, Bruce and mainly Lee, whether that performance yesterday, which must have been one of his easiest wins, would tempt you to have a shot at the Cox Plate, or even one of the Cups again. He's now soared in Cups betting.
Yeah, it's both are possibilities. More particularly the Melbourne Cup than the Caulfield Cup, because I do think, you know, Flemington is a really good track for that horse. Whereas I know he was the course record holder at Caulfield for a long while, over 1.25 miles, but I do think Flemington's a better track for him.
Gee, that's interesting. I mean, second in the Melbourne Cup a couple of years ago. What a remarkable horse he is to be talking about him a Melbourne Cup chance and an Epsom chance in the one breath.
And I know double the distance.
Exactly. Galilee almost did the double. In 66 he was second and first, and this horse does accelerate and finish a bit like Galilee, so who knows. Max, you mentioned Liverstone Lane a short time ago. He looked the best of good things beaten yesterday in the Shannon quality. Let's have a look at this. He was badly interfered with, a fair way from home, deposition successful, and Triscay beaten for the first time in her career first up.
800 metres mark and the lead lock as they start the run up the hill. 500 metres out now, and it's Kenny Garinsky, the leader. The champion mare Triscay sneaking closer. Cavaliers in third place, followed closely by Bassie's Pride. Africana moving up is forced pretty deep on the corner, then Majestic Boy, and Deposition is looking for an inside run as they corner. Into the straight, Triscay on the outside, immediately race clear of Kenny Garinsky. Deposition is out of a pocket now and looks the danger, followed by Cavalier. Africana's gone. Triscay headed by Deposition 100 metres out. Liverstone Lane is getting to the line well, but Deposition has burst clear close to home. Liverstone Lane and Majestic Boy finished well, but couldn't pick up Deposition, who scored nicely.
Lee, could Deposition be a danger to superimpose in the Epsom?
Oh, definitely. He's a horse on the improve and his record's outstanding. We're obviously going to have to give him a fair bit of weight too. He'd be a definite threat.
And Ken Callender's tip for Melbourne race 7, number 11, Mannerism, to be ridden by Darren.
Yeah, but it is a little bit wet, and that's why Shaftesbury Avenue TAB number 1 is at 9-2 and not at much shorter odds. Redelva is at 9-1. Street Ruffian, now he does love the wet, but he's going to have trouble with the 1600 metres, or so the form suggests. Kessam, just about due to strike form, is at 11-2, ridden by the Sydney jockey Kevin Moses. Mantelpiece, Kevin Forrester, is a 3-1 favourite on the tote and well supported in the betting ring as well. Ivory Wave from the David Hayes stable won a welter last start, but he showed signs of a lot better things to come, and he really does need to win a race like this to force his way into the entries, or into clear of the ballots, I should say, for the Caulfield Cup. 20-1, and I've picked Mannerism. Unknown in the wet, but I understand that she's trialled very good in it, and her...
Ivory Way, they're off. And Shaftesbury Avenue on the inside was the first to jump out from all racing up towards the 1,000 metre mark now. Shaftesbury Avenue leads about a half length to Street Ruffian. A length further back in third place, Redelva, 2.5 lengths to Ivory Way, a half to Kessam. Close up behind the Mannerism there, followed by Eastern Classic from Donegal Mist, followed by Tayako Pearl. And Mantelpiece is last of all as they come by the 800 metre mark. Shaftesbury Avenue is the leader. Shaftesbury Avenue just in advance coming down the side here, moving up Street Ruffian just behind them, Redelva. Ivory Way are still there on the inside, followed by Mannerism. Further back then came Kessam, and they were followed by Mantelpiece, who's commencing a run, followed by Tayako Pearl. A good long gap to Donegal Mist, and last of all Eastern Classic coming up towards the home turn. 450 to go. Redelva takes the lead. Mannerism joining in. Ivory Way around the outside, running on well. Street Ruffian can't go on, followed by Shaftesbury Avenue and Kessam, but Mannerism has dashed to the front, coming around the home turn, about 2 lengths to Ivory Way. Kessam on the outside. The leaders going very wide as they straighten up. Redelva over on the inside as they pass the 200. It's Redelva over on the inside. Mannerism wider on the track. Ivory Way, Street Ruffian, followed by Shaftesbury Avenue and Kessam. But Mannerism is the leader with 100 metres left to go, and she's got it shot to bits, Mannerism. And the mare Too Good in the run home won it well. Mannerism is first. Second, Redelva. A nick away third. A good run, Ivory Way, followed by Shaftesbury Avenue. Then Kessam, followed by Eastern Classic.
God bless that little mare. I'm back in play. A man's hit the front. We'll certainly...
And then Mannerism dealt out a hiding to her rivals in the Fian.
Shaftesbury Avenue has been headed off quickly, and Redelva and Mannerism have raced to the lead together. Mannerism is taking the lead now from Redelva, who's sticking close to the inside. Ivory Way's running on. Kessam picking up the bit round the outside, then Street Ruffian. Shaftesbury Avenue dropping out, and a gap to Mantelpiece. Mannerism out wide in search of better going, takes the lead on the turn from Redelva, then Street Ruffian, followed by Ivory Way and Shaftesbury Avenue. Mannerism out wide, starting to pull away from Redelva in the last 100 metres, and it's Mannerism drawing away. Mannerism home and hose, goes on to win it by about 3 lengths. Redelva second, Ivory Way third.
For a very short time, we had a new Caulfield Cup favourite and possibly a Cox Plate star, but the mare bled from both nostrils and has been banned for 3 months. Great disappointment there. Mannerism at 7s over Redelva, and Ivory Way a good Caulfield Cup trial.
Yes, Lee. Lee, one of your brothers, I think it was Richard, yesterday after the race said that the law is antiquated. She automatically gets 3 months, second time life. What's your feeling about this this bleeding situation and the rules of racing?
Well, let me make it clear from the start. I'm not just saying this for my own benefit. Obviously, my opinion, if it was carried through, would benefit everybody in racing eventually. But I think the rule's draconian because US research shows that 70% of horses bleed in races anyway, internally, every bit as badly as they do when they bleed outwardly. And those horses are going around week to week. And I've, from my own experience, I've scoped horses of my own that I've had to worry about that have run a bad race and known that they've bled internally. But because the rule says they've got to bleed from both nostrils, they can't be banned, and they go around a week after.
It is interesting that Keith Superimpose and Manicato are two of the most celebrated horses of recent times that have bled, and certainly made and been very successful afterwards, haven't they? It's as if nothing has happened to the two horses.
That's right, Bruce. Manikato was quite young when he bled in Sydney. He came back and went on to win many races. Superimposed. Well, we've seen what he's been doing.
Again, because the horses we've had that have been banned, 2 weeks after the ban, I mean, you could have started them anywhere in the world and they'd have run well.
It's interesting because in 2 weeks' time you're talking about races like the Caulfield Cup and
right back on track,
and the Cox Plate, and you're talking $1 million races for this mare. I mean, she was outstanding.
It's a debatable subject, Bruce, and yesterday it happened to a mare, Mannerism, who probably had the briefest reign ever as a favourite for a Caulfield Cup.
Just for 3 months.
Yes, but there will be some others in business, Bruce. I thought that Ivory Way did well under the weight for age conditions, but I loved the run of Shaftesbury Avenue. The rail was not suitable, and Shaftesbury Avenue will just about win at his next start. And I think the other significant point for that, apart from the authority in which Mannerism won the race, was that nobody reads a track better than Darren Gauci, in my opinion. You saw him at the home turn prepared to surrender some ground to Redelva on the inside rail. He knew what he's doing, and he helped increase the winning margin.
Yes, the boy with the golden hands. She should make a big comeback, and there's a lot of riches for her in the autumn.
She's an outstanding mare, I feel. It's probably worthless saying it now, but I couldn't see how they possibly beat her in the Caulfield Cup on yesterday's run.
God, well, I'd be bleeding a bit if I was training here.
Well, we got the BMW in the autumn and races like that.
Yeah. Let's look at the Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup markets after yesterday. Firstly, the Melbourne Cup, and Just a Dance, it was a slashing run in Sydney, and Shiva's Revenge are the equal favourites at 8s. Well, Lee has indicated Superimposed might run, and that 12 to 1, well, who knows? He's got so much class about him. And then in the Caulfield Cup, equal favourites are Rough Habit, Prince Saleri. Mannerism would have been there, but she's not. And I think Weekend Delight's looking a very good chance there. OK, Show Day Cup. Do you back St Jude?
No, but I admired his run. He's a gutsy little fellow. He never runs a bad race. He had the top weight, and he fought on like a bulldog. I love watching him.
He's a terrific horse, and there were 2 very good runs, Cold Diesel and Our Dawn Star. Let's go to the Show Day Cup.
800 to go. Noble Lancer by a length. The Premier Copper. Storaya third. They're followed by St Jude over on the inside of Beaver called Impeteric. Mr. Till on the inside is improving his position. A length then to Mamselle Perdue. Blonjev behind them. Comrade. They're followed by Kirkside. A length to Wild Prince Orminium. Cold Diesel. Diamond Zephyr. Our Dawn Star. And Run Straight runners last of all as they come up towards the home turner with 450 to go. Noble Lancer held together by a length the Premier Copper. A length and a half St Jude east to the outside to get a crack at the leaders, followed by Impeteric. Mr. Till, Comrade, very wide aisle, followed by Mamselle Perdue. They're homeward bound. Noble Lancer with a handy break, led by a length and a half. Here comes St Jude with a great run down the outside, and wider on the track as Comrade. Noble Lancer being tackled by St Jude, is running on resolutely. St Jude has taken the lead with 100 metres left to go, and he's got it well won. St Jude, he's a top galloper, and St Jude races home to a big victory. St Jude is first. Our Dawn Star Flying will get to second, and a nose away third, a big run, Cold Diesel.
Well, historically, a great performance by St Jude. He carried 57. The previous highest weight to victory in that race was Raffendale and Cup Dantee, both carried 55.5, so it's an outstanding performance. Let's go to the Underwood Stakes. Terrific race. Many of the best weight for age performers in Australia here. Durbridge took up the front running, and that's where we picked them up.
On the railway side, 900 metres out, and Durbridge being best of all is Brashy. 600 metres left to go, and Durbridge being joined by Dr. Grace. And Dr. Grace has got his head in front of Durbridge on the home turn. A length away, Prince Saleri starting to run on. 2 lengths further back is Shiver's Revenge on the outside of Citizen. They're followed by Weekend Delight, but Dr. Grace has kicked away on the home turn. He's out full of running as they straighten up, and Dr. Grace 2 lengths to Durbridge. In third place, then Prince Saleri, Citizen down the outside, followed by Shiver's Revenge. 200 metres left to go, and Dr. Grace is well clear. Citizen running on strongly, followed by Prince Saleri, but Dr. Grace 3 lengths to Citizen at the 100-metre mark. Prince Saleri back behind them. Dr. Grace in front. Citizen is flying home, but Dr. Grace has got it won. Dr. Grace a half length to Citizen. Shiver's Revenge was a big run third, followed by Weekend Delight, Prince Saleri.
Yes, they've already had some good duels this spring, Dr. Grace and Citizen. Shiver's Revenge.
Yes, I think that Dr. Grace really is a genuine Caulfield Melbourne Cup's hope now. Bruce, he was most impressive. The track suited front runners, and it made it difficult for Citizen.
Hard to make ground. I thought both those horses from the Cummings stable were pretty good, weren't they?
Especially Shiver's Revenge, not suited underweight for age conditions, and that was a great run for a handicapper.
We just saw her on centre screen in the grey colours. I think you'll win. Here are the prices. Number 1, Stylish Century, 12's out to 14. Planet Rule is now into 6.5 to 1 or 13 to 2. 20 to 1 Stargazer. Royal Creation is 1. Even Money now, Big Dreams, will pay either $2 or $1.
And now they're starting to spread out as Stylish Century puts on the speed over the crossing at the 800 mark, and it's Stylish Century by about 3 to Stargazer, 2 to Big Dreams on the outside of Royal Creation, a bit more than 2 lengths away Bold Rancher, a neck to Quick Score, 2.5 to Flying Luskin, followed by Dual Treasures, a long gap to Gads Hill and Kinjate, and then Mobile Peter and Planet Ruler as they come to the turn where Stylish Century is well clear, led by more than 2 lengths on Stargazer, Big Dreams third, moving up, and then Royal Creation under pressure, followed by Quick Score, Bold Rancher and Flying Luskin at the head of the others coming over the rise. Here's Big Dreams going up to them quickly, and Big Dreams with the pull in the weights hit the front on top of the rise over Stargazer, who's running a bit of a race. Quick Score further out with Flying Luskin, and here comes Planet Ruler down the outside. It's many, one of 5 or 6 can win. Planet Ruler on the extreme outside, and Quick Score, they've come away. Planet Ruler going best. Kinjate late on the scene, but Planet Ruler wins the George Main from either Quick Score or Kinjate. Absolute last in the middle stages with a wet sail right down the middle of the track, and he's won narrowly. Planet Ruler, L. Dittman, pays $7.50 and $2.10. Close for the placings. Quick Score.
Keith, he's been a tremendous horse with these 2 Gadsden wins, and must now be an Epsom chance, Planet Ruler. An Epsom chance, Planet Ruler.
Yes, he has, Bruce, and he is too, but I thought that Quick Score, who has only 51.5 kilos in the Epsom, was the eye-catching run in that. I'm also
lovely to back a winner. Let's have a look at the Dulcify Quality. Now, this should be a good guide to the Spring Champion Stakes and maybe a guide to the Victoria Derby, and the grey wins very well here from the Lee Friedman stable, Sub-Zero.
And Shushtar takes over now from Beowulf in third place, Sub-Zero. Then Silence Please and Glen Post, followed by Kiwi Flight, St. Michel. Embassy Square is now getting out into the clear. At the head of the others, Gifted Poet, followed by Relaxing Racing and Oz McGinty as they turn the corner into the straight, and it's Beowulf and Shushtar, the 2 leaders. The grey Sub-Zero claims them quickly, and then Glen Post and Silence Please, followed by Embassy Square, not doing enough at the moment. Sub-Zero drew clear at the 200 mark from Shushtar, followed by Beowulf. Glen Post is running on, and then Embassy Square. Sub-Zero clear with 100 to go, has got it safely parcelled up. Embassy Square doing his best work in the last bit will get second. Beowulf battles on for third.
So, Max, how do we line that one up with Kinjate and Big Dreams in the George Main?
You really can't line them up, Bruce, because the race was run very slowly. Sub-Zero is a horse, a 3-year-old with considerable ability. I won't rule him out, but I do think Embassy Square will improve. I do think that the Kinjate effort was much stronger, run at a better pace. I would certainly rather be backing Kinjate than Sub-Zero in the Spring Champion Stakes next Saturday.
OK, so there's a tip for the Spring Champions.
Valley this afternoon by taking out the Bill Stutt Stakes. The 58th running of the event, formerly the Moonee Valley Stakes, saw Terse going for 9 in a row. Here's 3 years Ed's Brian Martin, call of the finish.
Ready to Explode, coming at it quickly from Roger John, and now Terse is out. Terse gets away from the fence, he gets clear now. Die, Ready to Explode, moved up to take the lead. Terse, Die has to pull the whip now, a half away at the 200-metre mark, and they've come away from Natchez. It's Ready to Explode in front. Now Terse is knuckling down. Can he bridge the gap? I don't think he can. Ready to Explode's a length in front. He's holding the Sydney Colt at bay, and Ready to Explode is 1.5 length to Terse.
The Melbourne Spring is looking for a star. Most thought Terse would go close to earning the champion tag by the end of next month, but that came to a halt at Moonee Valley. Terse, going for win number 9 in a row, jumped well, but relinquished his advantage at the first turn and had to come from an awkward place on the rails. In the meantime, Stephen King was off and running on Ready to Explode.
Ready to Explode in front by a length. Terse, Die has him under the whip. He's 3/4 behind. Ready to Explode in front. Terse will have to find something, but Ready to Explode is in front with about 50 metres to go. Ready to Explode is holding Terse, and Ready to Explode beats Terse a half length. 2.5 lengths. Our Bold Cruiser got up for third.
Shane Dye could offer no excuses.
No, not at all. The other horse was just too good today. He had his chance to win. But he'll make a men's Cox Plate day when he gets out and gets going at the half mile.
Terse didn't sprint home at the end. Perhaps he needs more ground.
Shane said he worked home good, as if he wants a mile or a mile and a quarter. So that was all right. It's a shame he didn't win. The pedigree suggests that he should if he's suited.
So this long-term, Mr. Cox Plate?
Well, it is now, Clem.
Ready to Explode started at 10 to 1. Next stop is the Cox Plate. Terse will continue into the Guineas, Cox Plate and Derby.
The Edward Manifold Stakes is the first leg of the Derby. Sade is at 3 to 1. Angel's Wings, trained by Pat Hyland, is at 9 to 1. Lusty Habit is at 33 to 1. Richfield Lady at 20 to 1. Southeastern Star, one of the roughies, at 40s.
Thank you, Kerry. Outsider, Charday's got well back in the field. She's a long way back at that pointer as they come up towards the home turn, followed by Lady Purpose, and well back also in the field came Richfield Lady. They're coming up towards the home turn. Blushing Bijou about a length clear. Second is Lovey. Joe Lander over on the inside, and they were followed by Country Inn, and Royal Accord is looking for a run just behind them as they straighten up. Angel's Wings very deep on the track, followed by Dance Floor Doll and Righteous Lady a fair way back, and they're followed by Southeastern Star and Charday, and Ride the Rapids as well back also as they come down past the 400-metre mark where Lovey has taken the leader. Lovey is the leader. Richfield Lady is running on well, followed by Blushing Bijou, and here comes Southeastern Star with a rattling run down the outside, and Lusty Habit. It's Richfield Lady on the outside taking the lead from Lovey, battling on well, and they're clear from Southeastern Star, but Richfield Lady in front close to home. She's got it won. Richfield Lady drawing away to beat Lovey. Lusty Habit on the inside, I think's run third, just ahead of Southeastern Star. Joe Lander, Righteous Lady, followed by Ride the Rapids.
And by golly, she went particularly well, and she's now going to be right in the markets for all the Rich Fillies races in Melbourne in the spring, particularly the Victorian Oaks.
1,600 metres. First was number 10, Richfield Lady, paid $17 the win, $5.80 the place. Number 12 was Lovey, that came second, $15.50 the place. And number 9, Lusty Habit, was third, paying $8. That's going to be some trifecta. Now,
Royal Accord, Ride the Rapids and Dance Floor Doll. So to the Turnbull.
How far she go is anyone's guess. You can only not put them in and try them. And as I said, the conditions given on that spring were dry, and it suited her very well.
It was only going to take one more run before racegoers around the country would notice the Kiwi mare with the funny name. And what a run it was. She went into the Turnbull Stakes a place chance by virtue of the fact that Bart Cummings trained her. She emerged a different proposition.
He's kicked away Durbridge. He led by more than 2 lengths. Ivory Way has gone. Let's Elope's running on the outside very powerfully. 200 metres left to go. Durbridge in front with Let's Elope challenging strongly. Let's Elope bolted to the lead now from Durbridge, and then Prince Salieri and Rentino, but Let's Elope's racing away from them. Prince Salieri runs to second, but Let's Elope has scored by over 2 lengths.
Suddenly people
by more than 2 lengths. Ivory Way has gone. Let's Elope's running on the outside very powerfully. 200 metres left to go. Durbridge in front with Let's Elope challenging strongly. Let's Elope bolted to the lead now from Durbridge, and then Prince Salieri and Rentino, but Let's Elope's racing away from them. Prince Salieri runs to second, but Let's Elope has scored by over 2 lengths.
Suddenly people...
Let's Elope is now fully qualified and assured of a Caulfield Cup start with only 48.5 kilos. Cummings with an embarrassment of riches, with Weekend Delight and Shivers Revenge also in the Cups. But troubled times for Durbridge, who will continue into the Caulfield Stakes and Cox Plate.
He was a little disappointing because at the furlong post he looked home, and Greg said he just went for him there and he just didn't ping like he had in the past. So, you know, I was a little disappointed.
And Durbridge is to race without blinkers in the Caulfield Stakes. Ivory Way jarred up today, but he will continue into the Caulfield Cup if he can gain a start.
Moments ago, it was the Spring Champion Stakes worth $300,000.
As they go over the crossing at the 800 mark, and Gifted Poet led at a pretty strong gallop, in front by about 3 to Beowulf, Double Malt, followed by Sub-Zero, Silence Please, Embassy Square. Kinjite is striding up 3 deep on the outside of Embassy Square, followed by Shushtar under some pressure, and then Daydal and Zinders, and right out of it is Gads Hill as they come around the corner. Gifted Poet led into the straight over Beowulf, and Sub-Zero going up 3 deep. Embassy Square 4 deep on the corner, 5 wide as Kinjite, Silence Please behind those, followed by Shushtar and Double Malt as they come over the rise, and it's Beowulf getting between horses now to put the head in front of Sub-Zero and Gifted Poet. Now Zinders down the extreme outside. He's pulled the whip on Kinjite, who's taking an age to get going. Beowulf is clear 100 out. Kinjite and Zinders on the outside are coming after Beowulf. Beowulf still in front. Look at Kinjite and Zinders. They've grabbed him. He's all heart. Kinjite, he'll win the Champion Stakes, and Kinjite with raw courage got there from either Beowulf or Zinders on the outside. He's all heart, Kinjite.
And the tote divvies for Randwick race number 4. Number 1, Kinjite, was first, $2.30 the win, $1.30 the place. And there's a photo now on for second place between Beowulf. It's showing $6.80 for the place. And number 2, Zinders, is $2.
And it's a big field of 20, and there is the star of the show, Superimpose. You don't often hear a horse get a big ovation from the crowd before a race, but he got the warmest reception you could imagine as he led the field onto the track. Everybody would love to see him win, but everyone agrees he's got a mighty horse's job ahead of him with 61 kilos. Ken, is he mighty enough?
I don't know, John. It'll be great for racing if he wins. You just wouldn't dream he could do it. He just might. Right, here are the prices. Superimpose, of course, he's the punter's favourite. He mightn't be favoured in the betting ring, but he certainly is with the punters, and he's at 7-2, $4.60 on the TAB, I should say, with the off-course punters. 20-1 Planet Ruler, same price Royal Creation. Liverstone Lane, just pipped by Superimpose in the Doncaster, is at 6.5-1, actually paying $7.70 now for a $1 investment. Stargaze was at 20, Stylish Century, not the horse he was, he's paying $50. The Deposition C Carmody is at 10-1, number 12 Majestic Boy at 20-1, Bold Rancher on the tote, number 13, fractionally under 8-1, will make it 7.5-1 or 15-2.
Followed by Royal Creation, and Superimpose, as he was last year, is Stone Motherless last around that first corner. A great charge for the further back, Steineck, Brunch Time, Bassie's Pride, Somalia's Rider trying to get him back on the track, and then Mobile Peter. Bold Rancher cluttered up on the fence from Royal Creation, Deposition, and Superimpose has about 2 behind him as they turn for home, and he's got nowhere to go coming over the rise. Planet Ruler joined on the inside by Liverstone Lane. Liverstone Lane takes the lead coming to the 200 mark. Quick Score into the clear, running on strongly. Twiglet down the outside, running a big race at big odds, and Bold Rancher's into the clear now. Liverstone Lane is the leader. Down the outside is Twiglet. Look at Superimpose. He's come through between horses. He's going to do it. It's history at Randwick. Superimpose has come from last, and he wins his second Epsom. An amazing performance and a great ride by Beedman. Superimpose has beaten Liverstone Lane, Bold Rancher and Deposition. Creation, Deposition, and Superimpose has about 2 behind him as they turn for home, and he's got nowhere to go coming over the rise. Planet Ruler joined on the inside by Liverstone Lane. Liverstone Lane takes the lead coming to the 200 mark. Quick Score into the clear, running on strongly. Twiglet down the outside, running a big race at big odds, and Bold Rancher's into the clear now. Liverstone Lane is the leader. Down the outside is Twiglet. Look at Superimpose. He's come through between horses. He's going to do it. It's history at Randwick. Superimpose has come from last, and he wins his second Epsom. An amazing performance and a great ride by Beedman. Superimpose has beaten Liverstone Lane, Bold Rancher and Deposition in a photo for third, and then Stylish Century. Listen to the crowd at Randwick.
Was sheer magic.
Quick Score, Every Possible Hope, followed by Steineck, and then Brunch Time, Twiglet right behind in the northwest.
Impose is back fourth last as they straighten up, and Liverstone Lane the leader. A half length clear on Planet Ruler. Quick Score into the open if he's good enough, and Twiglet from a long way back at the 200 metres. Liverstone Lane in front. Twiglet wide out, followed by Planet Ruler and Superimpose. Here he comes. Superimpose, this equine super horse, grabs the lead, and a history-making win to Superimpose from Bold Rancher. Photo third, Royal Creation with Deposition.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed a history-making feat at Randwick Racecourse on Epsom Day 1991, and Superimpose has forged his entry into the record books and has achieved something that we will probably never see again on the Australian turf. 2 Doncasters and 2 Epsoms, the greatest mile horse on this course I think we've ever seen. Superimpose, we were all looking for him down the extreme outside of the track, but
he had 61 kilos, the champ, and you can't do any better than that. You should hear the crowd in the background. It's absolutely deafening as they cheer the champion. Lee Friedman's almost speechless. He's cheering his head off.
I'm absolutely speechless, Ken, and moved beyond words. As a horse lover, as I am, a profound horse lover, I can't tell you how I'm feeling inside right at the moment, and I feel so proud and so privileged not only to have stood here from this marvellous broadcasting position we have at Randwick, but to have had the great honour to call all of his 4 magnificent wins. Good on you, Super. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the history maker, Superimpose, ridden brilliantly by Darren Beedman.
Super Galloper Superimpose was hailed as the best miler this country has seen following his second win in the Epsom today. The giant 7-year-old has also won the past 2 Doncasters. Today his win was awesome. Yes, a rare moment in racing history as Superimpose collected the double-double, and Darren Beadman certainly weaving some special magic to get a passage through along the inside. Just a wonderful win.
Yes, the Flight Stakes coming up, 3-year-old fillies, Group 1, a great race, and over the 1600 at Randwick at level weights. It is, Ken, it's a funny thing about Bold Promise, though. She keeps on winning.
Yes, John, she's not favoured in the betting ring today, but I've put my money down on her. Let's look at these tote prices. Number 1, Bold Promise, oops, at 5-2, it's come in now, 3.30, just over 9-4. Electric getting out a fraction to 3.20, almost 9-4, so they're almost dual favourites on the TAB. 1, Yodels is at 12-1. Number 7, Rue Quinn, she's got a good chance. She's probably going to be out in front. She's at 10-1 to be ridden today.
As the leader over Rucan on the inside of Lady Abbas, followed by Lady Nicolai. Yodels can't get on the track, and then Lake Road and Pippi War. Electric as midfield as they come around the turn, and Dittman's got to go via the Cape on Bold Promise. He's about 8 deep on the turn, coming over the rise past the 400 mark. Staggers tackled by Rucan. Pippi War's on the fence, followed by Lady Abbas. His Electric on the outside, joining in with a big run. Bold Promise is about a length behind Electric. 150 out. Rucan is tackled by Electric, and Bold Promise on the outside is now coming at them. Electric is just in front. Bold Promise trying desperately, but Beadman at his best. It's a big double for Darren, and Electric beat Bold Promise. Rucan third. W Bet a good run. In fact, she's in a photo for third. Then Yodels, Lake Road, Staggers.
Yes, John, no excuses. Electric outstayed her at the finish of the mile. You've got to be fair. No excuses. I thought she was ridden well back in the field. That's the way I thought Mick would ride her. And there you can see Beadman getting too much out of Electric, and Bold Promise couldn't quite go on with it.
100 metres. First, number 2, Electric, paid $3.50 the win and $1.60 the place. Number 1, Bold Promise, was second, paid $1.80. And number 7, Rue Quinn, paid...
Years it has produced some shock results.
Noble Lancer is the leader, led by a length to Beowulf, and Shortler's getting a lovely run on the inside, and Naturalism making ground from a long way back, and Feeling coming around them, and they're followed by Charleston Party and Ready to Explode in the centres, looking for a run, followed by Did He Do It. Many chances on the home turn. Noble Lancer being tackled very quickly by Feeling. Shortler's there in the centre. Over on the inside, Roger John, Glorious Day, Ready to Explode under pressure, a long gap to Did He Do It as they come down past the 200. Shortler's taken the lead in the Guineas, and Shortler's clear of Feeling. Glorious Day, Naturalism finishing fast from a long way back, but Shortle is the leader with 100 metres left to go. Naturalism finished very fast, but Shortle too good. Shortle by a half length. Naturalism third, Ready to Explode. Glorious Day fourth, followed by Feeling. Did He Do It?
As so often is the case in this race, a surprise.
Shortle took the lead at the 200 metre mark. Coming out after him is Feeling, and Naturalism's diving through near the inside. Shortle in front with Naturalism getting up on the inside. Glorious Day and Ready to Explode. Shortle's in front though, he'll win the Guineas. Shortle has won it by a long neck to Naturalism.
Bruce McLaughlin has won 4 Group 1s at Caulfield in recent years.
The big one, and he was very strong at the finish.
Shortle at 16-1 the winner, the unlucky Naturalism second, just the start of a very dirty day for the Freedman trainers, and the favourite Ready to Explode third. The Toorak favourite Epsom champion Superimpose was the people's favourite in the Caulfield Stakes. In a star-studded field, he was 7-2 equal. Last year's winner Citizen was back from 8 into 6-1. Dr. Grace looked well. So did Shaftesbury Avenue, despite his lack of recent racing. The Ugly Duckling, Rough Habit, firming late in betting to equal favourite.
900 metres left to go. Palace guessed by a length to Shaftesbury Avenue. Moving up just in behind them, Dr. Grace, followed by Shivers, Revenge, Citizen. A length and a half to Rough Habit is gaining ground rapidly along the inside, followed by Durbridge, Weekend Delight, Castletown, Superimpose improving. And Lee's Bet as they come up in the direction of the home turn. 600 to go, and Shaftesbury Avenue had moved up on the outside to take the lead from Dr. Grace. Palace guest can't go on. Shivers, Revenge is fourth. Just behind them, Citizen, followed by Rough Habit, is held up for a runner. Right around them, here comes Superimpose, gaining ground with every stride. He's followed by Durbridge and Weekend Delight as they straighten up in the Caulfield Stakes now. And it's Dr. Grace moving up on the outside to tackle Shaftesbury Avenue, clear of Citizen. Down the outside, flying home Superimpose. Down past the 200 metre mark, Shaftesbury Avenue on the inside from Dr. Grace, Superimpose and Citizen. But it's Shaftesbury Avenue in front with 100 metres left to go. He'll be too good, Shaftesbury. Shaftesbury Avenue by 2 lengths to Superimpose second, Citizen third.
On the outside, and Superimpose is coming around the outside strongly. Shaftesbury Avenue first for home from Dr. Grace. Citizen is out and superimposed wider. Shaftesbury Avenue joined by Dr. Grace at the 200. 2 lengths then Citizen and superimposed coming. Shaftesbury Avenue kicked away though. Shaftesbury Avenue in front of Dr. Grace. Superimposed finishing well. Shaftesbury Avenue in front. Shaftesbury Avenue a length and a half or 2 to superimpose. Citizen.
Shaftesbury Avenue will start hot favourite in the Cox Plate in the fortnight. The Cummings Genius again coming to the fore.
A brilliant run really for a horse that's having his first run in a mile and a quarter in a very good field, and he's back to his best. It was a very good trial for the Cox Plate.
Lee Freedman wasn't disappointed with the great superimpose.
An enormous effort to come from where he did and run second. Looking forward to another crack at Shaftesbury Avenue in the Cox Plate. Wouldn't want another crack at him. We draw a decent barrier. It might be a different story in the Cox Plate.
Shaftesbury Avenue will only improve. It's hard to see how they'll beat him in the Cox Plate. A treble for Darren Gauci. Durbridge bled, he's out for 3 months.
Well, we've mentioned Darren Gauci, got to mention Bart Cummings. That's one of the outstanding training feats. Third up to, and first start at 2,000 metres, that horse. One of the very great weight for age races, the Caulfield Stakes. So you go a long, long way and spend a lot of years trying to find a better field and a better race.
Yes, Bruce, Dr. Jeff Chapman, the Sydney trainer, said he had not seen a race with more depth in it in his experience as a trainer. That was before the race. After the race, he said there were 5 great horses in that race and they ran 1 to 5.
Well, I'm going to make a statement here. I reckon Shaftesbury Avenue is the best horse Bart Cummings has had since Galilee. His adaptability is remarkable. To think that he could win a Lightning Stakes in a Newmarket and lead a Newmarket field and now be favourite for a Cox Plate. Can you remember a horse winning the Newmarket and the Cox Plate in the 1 year?
No, I can't, Bruce, but I'm not going to argue with you on this occasion.
What about the Beaten Brigade?
And the only one missing we should mention was Surface Paradise, who Dave O'Sullivan, with hindsight, made a mistake yesterday by running him in a $12,000 race on a bog track at Ellerslie. Surface Paradise ran the worst race of his career. He finished 10th, and that was his final lead up to the Cox Plate. So he's going to have to be something super, isn't he?
Good. He's going to struggle now. So we really did see, I think, the Cox Plate field there. Okay. Richfield Lady winning the 1,000 guineas. I'm not going to be mandraking to say that she's now favourite for the Oaks. Let's have a look at this on Wednesday. She gets through in the centre to win.
On the turn in the Guineas, 450 metres to go. Tyrannic joined and headed by Royal Accord and Ride the Rapids, and now Bold Promises off round the outside to tackle the leaders. Rue Quinners just behind them, and then Angel's Wings. Electric next near the inside, they're homeward bound. And Tyrannic again fought back to be the leader from Rue Quinn, and Bold Promise balanced up is coming on strongly again. And High Precious coming with a belated run. Bold Promise and Rue Quinn in front of Electric and High Precious. It's Rue Quinn in front. Richfield Lady diving up on the inside. Rue Quinn, Richfield Lady, here's the post. Very close this. Rue Quinn and Richfield Lady, who took a big dive at it right on the post. In third placing, Electric.
Followed by Rue Quinn getting out from Bold Promise down the outside, and Electric is getting up on the fence. Lovey was knocked down. Bold Promise and Rue Quinn swept to the front from last as High Precious and Electric on the rail. It's Rue Quinn in front. Richfield Lady getting a late run. Rue Quinn in front of Richfield Lady, who's flying. Rue Quinn, Richfield Lady. Richfield Lady's got up to win.
Yes. So a third victory in the race for Bart Cummings, and he tips this filly, who's already won the Manifold Stakes, can take a clean sweep of all 4 fillies classics in the Wakeful and the VRC Oaks.
The 2 hardest are over early this season, and from here on, I think Flemington's her track, and over the bit further, bigger circuit, she would be, have a great chance.
Long list of victories. Richfield Lady winning by a list of victories. Richfield Lady winning. Also run today was the Norman Robinson Stakes. Derby Fancy's Star of the Realm was sent out a 5-2 favourite.
They turn for home. The filly Lady Purpose put her head in front. The question being asked from Star of the Realm on the outside. He's starting to go out after Lady Purpose. Lady Purpose about a half in front of Star of the Realm. They've come away to fight the race out from Greg. Lady Purpose a length in front of Star of the Realm. Is having trouble picking up the leader. Lady Purpose going okay. Star of the Realm won't get it. Lady Purpose just in front of Star of the Realm. And Lady Purpose a neck to Star of the Realm. 5 away third Barraquee.
Lady Purpose just managing to hold the favourite out, with Barraquee starting at 7-2. Finishing third.
And she might be an Oaks chance now. First of a double for Lee Freedman. A smart sprinter in the next in Euclase.
Below the 200, Centre Sign gets to third, and then Mr. Till. But it's Euclase darting away. He's put 3 lengths on them in the twinkling of an eye, and Euclase will go on and win it by a best part of 2.5 lengths. A fate of the minors, I reckon. Western Sovereign got it in front below the 200. Centre Sign gets to third, and then Mr. Till. But it's Euclase starting away. He's put 3 lengths on them in the twinkling of an eye, and Euclase will go on and win it by a best part of 2.5 lengths. A fate of the minors, I reckon. Western Sovereign got it in front of Bagon, then Mr. Till.
He's won 8 out of 12 and a really good chance now in the Gadsden Stakes.
Drawn outside barriers in the Caulfield Cup, throwing the race wide open. Favourite Let's Elope has a tough job from barrier 18. Last year's winner Citizen is in 15, and master trainer George Hanlon says his fancy Prince Salieri cannot win from barrier 16.
The draw was made a short time ago in the VATC committee room at Caulfield, overseen by Chief Steward Pat Lawler. The news was devastating for the big chances. Citizen 15, a good gate though for Dr. Grace in 9, Lord Revenor and Mantelpiece fared well. Prince Salieri a shocker in 16, Bold Rancher will be a big firmer after getting a perfect gate. And a real shock for the Bart Cummings team when his fancied mare Let's Elope drew 18. She'll come in 2 places if the emergencies aren't required. Let's Elope with only 48.5 kilos gave Bart Cummings his 6th Caulfield Cup and 21-year-old jockey Stephen King his first. But 2 eye-catching runs from a Melbourne Cup viewpoint from Lord Revenor 4th and Castletown 5th. Dr. Grace was the best backed in the race, firming from 6s to 9-2 favourite. Let's Elope and Prince Salieri ran second favourites. Royal Creation best backed of the long shots, 25s into 16-1. At the start, watch barrier 4. Lord Revenor blew the start completely.
Rearing Lord Revenor. Down in 4, he's missed the start hopelessly, Lord Revenor. Dr. Grace began quickly with Magnolia Hall, Royal Creation. Bold Rancher away fast, and so too Ivory Way down on the inside. Castletown and Just a Dancer getting back in the field. Let's Elope looking for a position in the middle of the field as they thunder to the post the first time now. Ivory Way...
Top start affair, and when they raced to the 800-metre mark, Ivory Way was still making play.
Let's Elope comes around them now, and further back is Magnolia Hall, snookered on the rail. Citizens off the fence, but a long way from them. Followed by Castletown, Just a Dancer, Liverstone Lane and Lee's Bid. At the 600, and Prince Salieri raced up to Ivory Way and took the lead. Dr. Grace is third, and Lord Revenor wide out, followed then by Cool Credit. Let's Elope on the outside, and further back is Royal Creation and then Mantelpiece. Prince Salieri first for home from Ivory Way, Dr. Grace in the centre, then Lord Revenor, Mantelpiece and Royal Creation from Let's Elope. Ivory Way in front, Dr. Grace coming at it, Royal Creation looking for the way clear, and wider out is Lord Revenor, Prince Salieri, but Ivory Way still in front of Royal Creation. Let's Elope down the outside, Royal Creation and Ivory Way from Let's Elope. It's Royal Creation, Ivory Way and Let's Elope. They hit the line photo. Let's Elope on the outside, perhaps, from Ivory Way and Royal Creation in a... Dr. Grace in the centre, then Lord Revenor, Mantelpiece and Royal Creation from Let's Elope. Ivory Way in front, Dr. Grace coming at it, Royal Creation looking for the way clear, and wider out is Lord Revenor, Prince Salieri, but Ivory Way still in front of Royal Creation. Let's Elope down the outside, Royal Creation and Ivory Way from Let's Elope. It's Royal Creation, Ivory Way and Let's Elope. They hit the line photo. Let's Elope on the outside, perhaps.
Royal Creation trying to get out off the track. Let's Elope coming with a sweeping run. In the straight they race, 300 to go, and it's Prince Salieri, Dr. Grace, Royal Creation, Ivory Way on the inside, Lord Revenor further out on the mare down the outside. Let's Elope with a great run with Castletown, Ivory Way in front, Royal Creation getting up on the inside from Let's Elope, Royal Creation, Ivory Way and Let's Elope out wide. Let's Elope grabbing them. Let's Elope's won the Caulfield Cup. Let's Elope's got up to win a half head to either Ivory Way or Royal Creation. Cummings has done it again.
Well, I've seen the filly work and I saw her race, and I just think she's a pretty good staying filly, and with the weight, I don't think she's extraordinary good, no champion, but at the weight, she was fit enough and I thought she could win.
Can she give you a 9th Melbourne Cup?
It's possible. I hope so.
Another marvellous training performance by Bart Cummings. He's the Cup's king. Let's Elope being his 6th success in the Caulfield Cup. Second was Ivory Way, trained by David Hayes. And third, the fast-finishing Royal Creation.
Most improved jockey Stephen King rode a brilliant race with a lightweight of 48.5 kilos. King knew before most at Caulfield that he'd win the Cup.
About the half mile I was fairly confident. I knew I had plenty of horse under me, and when I asked her to improve she did, so getting to the turn I felt really confident.
And a remarkable 6th victory for Bart Cummings. He was... And she has 48.5 kilos in the Melbourne Cup, but certain to get quite a big penalty. And another...
And the only thing is, Keith, you're looking through the records, Gurners Lane's the only horse to have won a Caulfield Melbourne Cup in the last 25 years. Mares don't have a good record in the race. Empire Rose, Light Fingers, Evening Pool, the only 3 in about the last 40. She's going to have to be very good to win.
Yes, she is. I don't think she'll lose on the score of weight, so, Bruce. If she's good enough to win the Melbourne Cup, surely she can do it with 51 kilos. It will be only her 13th start in the race. I thought that she may have not had the experience to win the Caulfield Cup. I did overlook the fact that she's trained by Bart Cummings, I think.
He's a master, isn't he? He's a king.
An absolute...
Our 4-year-olds now have won 14 of the last 22 Caulfield Cups. It's a significant statistic, and let's elope the victor there. Keith, we've talked a lot about the winners. Some of the beaten brigade, 3 I would like to discuss briefly: Lord Revenere, Castletown and Shiva's Revenge.
Lord Revenere, Bruce, as you saw, missed the start by as much as 4 lengths. He finished 4th. Now, Grant Cooksley, who rode him, was asked, I suppose, a basic question after the race. Do you think you should have won? His reply was, well, I missed the start 4 lengths and I was beaten by 1. What do you think? So
doesn't always work out like that, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. But by the same token, it was an unbelievable run. Now, right behind him was Castletown. I thought he's still my Melbourne Cup pick at this stage. And I thought his was an outstanding performance at a distance and a speed. The pace of the race, it didn't suit him. He'll be better suited at Flemington and at the distance, and also Shiva's Revenge, another one of Bart's. You couldn't miss it either.
Well, as far as pure quality is concerned, the Cox Plate is the greatest horse race in the Southern Hemisphere. And as the Moonee Valley Racing Club likes to boast, it's where legends are made. 60 years up, and I think this horse is going to fit the category perfectly. His name is Shaftesbury Avenue, and he's my selection in tomorrow's Weight for Age Championship.
I go to the market board now, and Shaftesbury Avenue has just come in from 7-2 to 3-1, while Superimpose goes out to 5-1. It's Citizen at 6, Dr. Grace at 12, Rough Habit at 4, Stylish Century 50, Stargazer 66, Royal Creation at 25, Prince Salieri 25, Surface Paradise 20-1, raced by the O'Sullivans. They've just won the previous race here with Fire Commander. Lord Revenere 16, Kinjite, one of the 3-year-olds, 15, Chortle at 50. The big news does surround Shaftesbury Avenue and has really come in for some heavy support on the Victorian tote, in from 3-1 to 2-1. Shaftesbury Avenue, prepared by Bart Cummings.
They're off. Great start too in the Cox Plate, and down on the inside, Stylish Century the first to jump out from Kinjite, ready to explode. And towards the outside, Chortle is going very fast out there, as so is Shaftesbury Avenue, coming down towards the judges' box, and deeper on the track is Stargazer. Past the judges' box, a lap to go, and Chortle goes to the front by a length in advance of Stylish Century. They're followed by Kinjite, that was crowding there. Royal Creation interfered with, and Shaftesbury Avenue got a slight check, and the field starts to string out down the side at the 1600. A little bit on the outside, and Superimpose is starting to go around the next, a length and a half to Surface Paradise second last, and Lord Revenere last of all. Down the school side, 650 to go, and Stylish Century has taken the lead. Here come the challengers. Shaftesbury Avenue taking off on the outside and winding his run, and so is Stargazer. Rough Habit moving up just behind them. Citizen into the picture with a good run, ready to explode, is back behind them, and they're followed by Dr. Grace up towards the home turn. Rough Habit has dashed to the front now in the Cox Plate, rounding the turn. Rough Habit the leader, Citizen in hot pursuit. They're followed by Shaftesbury Avenue under pressure. Superimpose is finishing on well. Surface Paradise on the outside as they straighten up. Rough Habit headed by Citizen. 200 metres left to go. Citizen hit the front. Here comes Superimpose down the outside with a rattling run. And Surface Paradise is deeper on the track. Surface Paradise is swamping them. The New Zealander, Surface Paradise drawing clear. Surface Paradise has won. Superimpose second. Citizen third, ready to explode. Close up Prince Salieri. Royal Creation
is 15 lengths off the lead with Dr. Grace. Further back, Surface Paradise and 2 to Lord Revenere. They race to the 700-metre mark. Stylish Century in front. The challengers are coming now. Shaftesbury Avenue, Rough Habit coming with a sweeping run around the outside. Then Citizen, Stargazer, Superimpose 4 or 5 lengths off them from Kinjite. Rough Habit's burst to the front now on the outside with Citizen the danger, and Superimpose is coming into the race now. Shaftesbury Avenue is behind them, struggling and ready to explode, getting out with Surface Paradise. Citizen has raced up, but here comes Superimpose down the outside of the 200-metre mark, and further out Surface Paradise. Superimpose, Surface Paradise going home better. Surface Paradise is going to win the Cox Plate. Surface Paradise has won it. He's won 3/4 in a run home to Superimpose. I think Citizen ran third from Prince Salieri.
It was definitely disappointing because we thought he could win that year, and when he hit the front, I could see that Surface Paradise was going to beat him at least a furlong out, because and they were too strong on the day. And it was a funny feeling. I was disappointed I won, but I was very happy they won because they've been to the race 3 times and run second, and you know, we've always had a very friendly relationship with our Sullivan, so it was nice in that respect. But I mean, they got all the money and the Cox Plate.
Race, rough habit.
Darren Gauci said the first turn cost him a Cox Plate.
I just started to sort of come in the final position. It is a bit shifty on top of the track, and he slipped and almost off.
So bad luck for Shaftesbury Avenue. Surfers Paradise with Lance O'Sullivan up actually rode in the race with broken bones in his left wrist. A great Melbourne Cup trial from Superimpose, according to Darren Beedman.
Well, Keith, there were a lot of rumours around the course yesterday. I mean, you pulled my coat and told me that maybe Shaftesbury Avenue wasn't the good thing we thought he was. What did you think of his performance?
Well, Darren Gauci, who rode him, said the near fall, and that's exactly what it was, going out of the straight the first time, cost him any chance. It may have cost him a win. But I thought that Shaftesbury skidded and slipped on the track all the way. He was never happy, really, and I thought he was fairly disappointing, and both him and the one I saw last night.
Now they're racing. And Paklani beat them out towards the outside from Street Ruffian. Redelva away quickly with me, showing speeder. And Gallipoli Prince, and Joanne is second last and settling down, but driving through along the inside. With me goes to the front from Gallipoli Prince at the 800er. They show out by length to Paklani. Umatilla on the outside. Hula Grey, a length and a half. Joanne making ground on the inside. And then down the side, 500 to go. And with me by half length, Gallipoli Prince, a length further away, Hula Grey. Joanne moving up on the inside is now fourth, followed by Umatilla. Paklani wrap around as they make the home turn. A bit further back, Pug for me, right off the track, Redelva, Street Ruffian, so Gay Paris, but with me as the leader. Got away about 2.5 lengths, Joanne in second place, followed by Gallipoli Princess. They straighten up and then wrap around. With me as the leader, Joanne is finishing very fast down the outside, with me being tackled by Joanne, who's flying home on the outside. With me still in front, they reach the line. With me and Joanne, nearly a dead heat. Nearly a dead heat between With me and Joanne. Third wrap around from Street Ruffian, there followed next home by So Gay Paris, and further...
Favourite Joanne, and they hit it, and really I'm standing on ground level and just watching the pictures that you are. I wouldn't have a clue what's won this between.
And this is a great finish.
Takes some catching again. She kicked away. Joanne slips up on the inside to second, and then Gallipoli Prince. With me first for home, led 2 lengths. Joanne. Ditman wielding the whip. The Chestnut Mare's trying hard, but With me has a length and a quarter on her. With me in front. Joanne's lifting the last little bit. This will be close. They hit the line. With me has just held Joanne. 4 lengths away third, wrap around, and then...
With me by a short half head, 2 Moyers in a row, but a courageous second.
Filly's a big field of 19. The lights on, and they're off and racing now. Tell out as they come around the turn. 500 metres left to go. Lovey leads into the straight in the Wakeful Stakes. Lusty Habit went up on the outside second. Final Walk joining in. Then Yodels getting up along the inside. Dream About It. Here's the favourite, Richfield Lady. She's out and running on. And Dance Floor Doll behind them. Lady Purpose can't get a run from India's Dream. High Pressure Spanish Gem. But the favourite hit the front. 300 metres to go. Richfield Lady took the lead from Yodels, fighting back. A length and a half to India's Dream, running on strongly. Richfield Lady on the outside and Yodels on the fence. Richfield Lady, the outside's put ahead in front of the favourite. It's going to be a little too good. Richfield Lady wins the Wakeful by a head to Yodels, and 3 away Dance Floor Doll. Then India's Dream for the Louis Vuitton.
Followed by Richfield Lady, is coming from a long way back. And over on the inside, Lady Purpose has got nowhere to go. 400 metres left to run. Lovey is the leader. On the outside, Lusty Habit, followed by Yodels. And here comes the Richfield Lady with a rattling run. Lady Purpose blocked away on the inside. Can't get a run. Dance Floor Doll back behind them. But Richfield Lady on the outside's got a head in front of Yodels, who's making a race of it. Yodels on the inside is fighting on strongly. Richfield Lady now going a bit the better. And Richfield Lady too good in the run home. Richfield Lady by a long neck to Yodels. Dance Floor Dollars third, then India's Dream who made up ground.
Filly's are very reliable at this time of the year. She's won the Edward Manifold, the 1,000 Guineas, the Wakeful. She really should win on Thursday.
Yes, I think so, Bruce. Someone made the comment after the race that she had been trained for 2,000 metres. That will improve her for the 2,500 metres of the race. Bart's got that timing down to a knack, hasn't he?
One Blue Ribbon event, 778,000 in prize money, and the light is on. And they're off and racing in the Victoria Derby of 1991. Rob Moore, the bolter, won the start from Explodes over on the fence, and then Mango's Lunch, followed by a lane shadow. Kinjate well back with Naturalism, still 8 lengths off the lead, and they were followed by Star of the Realm, Mac Robert, My Armageddon, Natchez towards the tail, and Rob Moore under the whip. 600 metres left to travel. B.O. Wolf in front by 2 lengths to Green Fever. Around the outside, Mango's Lunch is starting to run on from time to go. Then Turgeman, Our Bold Cruiser ready to explode. Star of the Realm behind horses, and then Good and Fast and Kinjate Kinjite. 400 metres to travel, and the leader is B.O. Wolf, a length and a half in front. Getting out and running on now was Kinjite, ready to explode down the outside, and here comes Star of the Realm. 300 metres to travel, B.O. Wolf in front. The two stablemates ready to explode, and Star of the Realm move up to claim him, and then Kinjite. Star of the Realm's taken the lead, 200 metres to go in the Derby. Ready to explode, can't match him. Flashing home was Naturalism late, but Star of the Realm's going to win the Derby. Star of the Realm draws clear and wins 2 lengths. Naturalism very unlucky second, third ready to explode. Then Kinjite followed in by B.O. Wolf and Mac Robert.
At about 2.5 lengths clear of Green Fever. Good and fast time to go on the outside, and right over on the outside Mango's Lunch followed by Naturalism, and they got to check the pair of them, Star of the Realm and Naturalism, who got badly cut off. The leader is B.O. Wolf now ready to explode into the clear, and Star of the Realm down the outside, and then time to go and a long gap to Naturalism. Star of the Realm on the outside has hit the front in the Derby. Star of the Realm clear, ready to explode, and Naturalism is flying home, but Star of the Realm the leader. Naturalism on the inside, finishing very fast, but Star of the Realm has won it from Naturalism. I think there'll be a protest. Third home ready to explode there, followed by...
Well, I think we might hear a little bit more about this. I think we might have another protest here.
Any particular reason, Gary?
Well, I just noticed that
around the turn at about the 550 metre point, and we'll try and pick out Naturalism. If you look into the middle of the screen, you'll be able to see a horse with green and white colours, and he is exactly right in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
Now that
this
they
is
are,
where they're actually bumping.
They are,
and it goes on for quite a while. You can actually see here where Star of the Realm.
Where it's arrowed, yep.
Yes, it's pushing the other horse back in behind the other horse. See that there?
Star of the Realm nearly went sideways
and I
there.
think there'll definitely be a protest here.
Well,
it's still going on now, actually.
Proud of the announcement that the protest on the Hong Kong Bank Victoria Derby has been dismissed and correct weight has been notified. And
side finishing very fast, but Star of the Realm has won it from Naturalism. I think there'll be a protest. Third home ready to explode there, followed by Kinjite.
Well, John Russell picked it in one. There'd be a protest. You could see the interference. Keith, they reckon Star of the Realm will be the next Shaftesbury Avenue. They love him, the John Marr stable. What do you reckon?
I think he's going to be a fantastic horse. He is immature. He raced in blinkers for the first time. You say that was a gamble. It paid off. But next season, I think we're going to see a great horse.
And I thought...
If there was any doubt at all, it was important to protest and at least get a look at the steward's film.
Just a couple of things. When you watched the race live, did you expect that Damien would be protesting?
Yes, I did.
And what was his feeling when he spoke to you when he was getting off the horse? Did he give himself a chance of getting the race?
He was a bit negative about it.
Can we take that one step further, if I may, Lee? Did Damien not want to protest?
Yeah, basically he didn't, no.
OK, well, that's interesting. I mean, a huge race like that. He's a young man, though. He's not very old. He would have been the youngest jockey ever to win the Derby had he won. So the pressure had to come from you and the connections for him to protest. That's happened before. I mean, it's been famous cases.
McKinnon Stakes. 2,000 metres, the light is on. Gates fly back and they're off and racing. A little bit slow to begin was El Meheb and the stablemate Ivory Way, and Castletown back to the rear early. Serve a half to El Meheb on the inside of Let's Elope. 2 lengths to Superimpose, and last of all was Castletown. 12 lengths would cover up the field as they run inside the 700 metres mark, and Stylish Century in front by 3/4 of a length to Majestic Boy. A length and a half away Prince Alieri, 4th Surface Paradise, and then Salil Rouge. Behind them was Ivory Way, Ideal Sentiment, Mantelpiece next, and then Let's Elope, El Meheb, and now Superimpose taken to the outside from Castletown. 500 metres left to go on the McKinnon Stakes, and the leader Stylish Century. Looming up ominously on the outside though was Surface Paradise, and then Majestic Boy, and now down the outside Superimpose and Let's Elope. 300 metres to go, Surface Paradise in front. Here's Let's Elope and Superimpose. Let's Elope hit the front, 150 metres to go. Superimpose is trying to run it down, but the Caulfield couple in front, 100 out. Let's Elope in front, Superimpose can't get her, and here's the Melbourne Cup favourite. Let's Elope wins easily. 2 lengths to Superimpose and Prince Alieri. Castletown, what a cup trial it was. Flashed home for 4th. Then Ivory Way.
Country being tackled by Surface Paradise, is cleared up quickly on the outsider. In 3rd place, Majestic Boy. Let's Elope finishing on, and here comes Superimpose with a great run. Coming down to the 250 now, and Let's Elope. Let's Elope hit the front, tackled by Superimpose the outsider. In behind them then is the Surface Paradise, who can't go on, but it's Let's Elope. Let's Elope drawing clear in the final stage, and she's too good. Let's Elope won by a length and a half. Superimpose second. Third is...
Wait for Age Field.
Brilliantly, and at the 200 metre mark, mark. She's dashed to the front. Superimpose coming out after him. Surface can't go on. Let's Elope in front of Superimpose, and Let's Elope. Let's Elope will win it by a length and a half to Superimpose second.
They've run 2 minutes 1.8, and the winner is number 14, Let's Elope, and I think without much doubt at all, the outright favourite for Tuesday's Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Reminiscent of Empire Rose's demolition job of 1988. A drop of 3.5 kilos will see her meet all but Ivory Way on better terms, and Cummings is eyeing a 9th Melbourne Cup.
The form she showed today was equal to anything I've seen leading up to a cup, and everything going well. I think that she could easily make it the 9 for the stable, yes.
Field Melbourne Cup double and become only the second mare to do so. The Gadsden...
Superimpose second. Third is Prince Saleri. Fourth home Castletown was a big run, then Ivory Way and the Surface Paradise.
How fast were they going at the end, Let's Elope and Super?
Well, one of the fellas that clocks them at the races, has been doing it for 30 years, Des Spain, said they both ran 22 1/4 the last 2 furlongs. So.
Well, Keith, that is absolutely fly. It was one of the most exciting. Keith, that is absolutely fly. It was one of the most exciting races, wasn't it?
Steve King brought Let's Elope back. The first comment he made to Bart Cummings was that he treated them like second-raters, and Bart said they weren't, though.
No, they weren't, and Bart reckons it's the best trial he's ever seen. He's coming into the program in a moment. We'll be talking to him about the Melbourne Cup.
He said that in his presentation speech. It's an amazing comment.
It is. I mean, he's really declared it, basically, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's won 8, and he had it, basically, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's won 8, and he says this is the best one he's seen.
So one you said along yesterday, you said this is the best, that was the best Melbourne Cup trial you've ever seen. Now, that's a big statement for a man who's won 8.
Well, I can only tell you what I see, and I genuinely believe that.
So this is the best thing that you've had going into a Melbourne Cup, is that what you say?
Well, on what we've seen and the weights, and having won at weight for age and beaten the best weight for age field for a long time, it's a pretty strong field.
Someone said, Bruce, if I may...
Who do you think will win?
Strong field.
Someone said, Bruce, if I may...
Who do you think will win?
I think Let's Elope will be very hard to beat. I'll still give my horse a very good chance.
And Bart, you obviously think Let's Elope. Have you got a main danger outside your stable?
Well, yeah, bad luck.
Gee, it's a big rap, isn't it, Keith?
It is too, Bruce.
Where are you going, Keith?
I think Let's Elope will start favourite about 2 to 1.
That's short?
Yeah, I do. But I'm going to have something each way Castletown. I've stuck with him right through.
Well, you've talked me into it, Bart. I think she'll win, and I think...
They're off. Beautiful start of the Melbourne Cup. On the outside, Ivory Way bounced out quickly with Rashik and Al Maheb. Grooming the game. Mark on the fence, a length further back, Diego. Tiakau Pearl, followed by Shiva's Revenge. Superimposed further back from Grooming, followed by Pontiac Lass. Castletown coming around the outside. Let's Elope is about 15 lengths from the lead with Lord Revener. Then further back was Alpha Bell, followed by Pontiac Lass, Nay Rizzi, Just at Answer second last. And Citizen is last of all in the Melbourne Cup with 700 to go. Nearing the home turn, they race in the Melbourne Cup. And over on the inside now, Ivory Way has got a glorious run up on the inside to hit the front from Rashik when they turn for home. Elmar Heb further out, and here's the mighty mare now. Let's Elope sweeping on them on the outside, and Superimposed from the pack with a great run. At the 300-metre mark, Let's Elope has raced up now to Ivory Way. And Elmar Heb and Magnolia Hall Superimposed. But the favourite has raced away in the Melbourne Cup. It's Let's Elope. This great mare has raced away from Ivory Way, Superimposed, and then Magnolia Hall. And Shiva's Revenge, but Let's Elope has won the Melbourne Cup. Let's Elope by 2 lengths. Maybe Shiva's Revenge second, just in front of Magnolia Hall and Superimposed. And here's the mighty mare now. Let's Elope sweeping on them on the outside, and Superimposed from the pack with a great run. At the 300-metre mark, Let's Elope has raced up now to Ivory Way. And Alma Hebden and Magnolia Hall Superimposed. But the favourite has raced away in the Melbourne Cup. It's Let's Elope. This great mare has raced away from Ivory Way, Superimposed, and then Magnolia Hall. And Shiva's Revenge, but Let's Elope has won the Melbourne Cup. Let's Elope by 2 lengths. Maybe Shiva's Revenge second, just in front of Magnolia Hall and Superimposed.
Yes, what a race, what a run, and then the drama to follow when Shane Dye said to Bart, I'm going to protest, and in he went.
He got onto the scales and said to the Chief Steward, should I? It is the Melbourne Cup, and Pat Lawler said, well, it's your decision, and he did, yeah.
Well, it was a great run by Shiva's Revenge, back from 15s to 9s. I think most of that was doubles, bookmakers backing the horse back. I mean, that also, from a Cummings point of view, was a fair training performance to get that horse up.
Well, with the setback, missing the Saturday run, Bruce, and his, as their Bart was the star of the week, wasn't he? A 9th Melbourne Cup win, Bruce, and a 5th Quinella, Magic.
I don't think many people realise that we won't see this again. I mean, no one will win 9 Melbourne Cups except Bartle Cronetta at 5 times. It's unique.
Yeah.
She'd proven herself a champion stayer with 4 straight wins. But Bart Cummings knew she could prove herself a champion over all distances. She had the will to win.
Given on a dry track, I'd say she was. Lalani was very good and light fingers, but they could handle both. But on a dry track, I think Let's Elope was unbeatable.
There's no doubt he should have won Shiver's Revenge. Like I said, I was bolting at the 500 metres looking to get out, and I got out. She came up and around and pushed me back in. And Stephen King got a couple of months for it, I think. And the amount of ground I took off her the last furlong was incredible. And he really hit the line, and Bart didn't want me to protest when I hopped off. And of course I wanted to, and I wasn't going to, and I was. I still believe he should have got the protest, but of course it was a Melbourne Cup, and it's very hard to overturn Melbourne Cups when you've got beat by 2 or 3 lengths.
Cummings did the Quinella again. Let's have a look at the closing stages.
On the side of the 900-metre mark, Lady Purpose raced up on the outside, went to the front. India's Dream coming around the outside with High Pressures, who's been wide. Richfield Lady starting to get into the clear. Yodel shuffle back with Royal Magic. Behind those is Talent Lover. Southeastern Star off the track when they're about to wheel for home. India's Dream has gone up to Lady Purpose when they turn. Further out, Richfield Lady into the clear, and with it, Southeastern Star. Yodel's a fair way back, and they're followed further back by Royal Magic at the 400-metre mark. Lady Purpose, India's Dream. Richfield Lady being called on now, is gradually wearing them down. Yodel's getting into the clear from Southeastern Star. High Pressures and Dance Floor Doll. Here she comes, Richfield Lady. She gets up to India's Dream with about 150 to go. India's Dream and Richfield Lady. India's Dream being tackled by Richfield Lady. India's Dream, Richfield Lady. Richfield Lady and India's Dream going stride for stride, and the favourite gets up. Richfield Lady's won the Oaks. Ahead to India's Dream. 3 away, 3rd in the race, Yodel's.
And in winning completed the Big Four, the Edward Manifold Stakes, the 1,000 Guineas, the Wakeful Stakes and the Oaks. So Philly can't do any more than that in a Melbourne Spring. Look at the Oaks. The Bart Show rolled on as we have a look at Bart's performances during the Spring Carnival. Quite outstanding. I mean, it's been remarkable that he's been able to win so much. Let's Elope with her 4 wins, over $2.3 million. Richfield Lady, $650,000 with her 4 wins. This graphic supplied by our friends at Mobile. Shiver's Revenge has run 2 placings for $420,000. Shaftesbury, well, we can actually...
And Big Colony was the first to jump out from standing. 850 to go on the Cup, and Stylish Century still by a length to Ideal Centre. Around them goes our Men of War, Cool Credit, and they're packing up. And notwithstanding, as they come up towards the home turn, 500 to run. Stylish Century, the leader, about to be tackled by Ideal Centre, and Rashik has broken down. Rashik has broken down badly at the top of the straight there. Homeward bound, 300 to go. Stylish Century shackled by Ideal Centre. Mantelpiece the outside, running on very well. And over on the inside is Big Colony, is coming home strongly. Princess Pushy finishing well. Big Colony, Mantelpiece, Stylish Century. Big Colony on the inside, Stylish Century and Mantelpiece. Big Colony on the inside as the leader. Big Colony and Stylish Century, they hit the line. Big Colony, I think, from Stylish Century with Mantelpiece third. They're followed by Princess Pushy. Then came our Man of War, Ideal Centre Man.
Yeah, well, what an exciting finish. Let's watch that again. We see the picture there. It looks like Big Colony has nosed out Stylish Century.
Viander Cross was an exceptional galloper, winning the 2,000 Guineas at Riccarton at just his 8th race start. Then, in his first test against the older gallopers, he again collected Group 1 glory.
His run at the moment, it's Captain Cook in front, Solbert, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Viander Cross. What a run! He's got to the front, Viander Cross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and here's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Viander Cross from Overwhelmed, and Viander Cross streets them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Viander Cross came to us,
it's Captain Cook in front, Solbert, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Viander Cross. What a run! He's got to the front, Viander Cross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and here's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Viander Cross from Overwhelmed, and Viander Cross streets them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Viander Cross came to Australia for the Sydney...
Cook in front, Solbert, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Viander Cross. What a run! He's got to the front, Viander Cross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and here's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Viander Cross from Overwhelmed, and Viander Cross streets them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Viander Cross came to Australia for the Sydney...